My work centres on sound and exploring different ways in which sound can evoke things very materially in the world around it. You can't really read anything into it fundamentally. However, it's always embedded with intention and what people are doing with that sound or where the sound came from. You can't hear bells ringing in a village somewhere without knowing that someone decided to ring those bells and map the territory in some way. So that butting up of the abstract and apolitical nature of sound with the very embodied relational qualities of sound is where I think my work sits. And it's a way to try and understand how people operate using this analogy of sound in a very direct way. So I've always been around sound ever since I was a tiny kid. My father was a singer in a band in the underground Melbourne scene of the late 70s, early 80s. And so when I was 2, 3 years old, I grew up in a household full of the objects of music, microphones, electric guitars, drum kits. In fact, as soon as I was big enough to wield a drumstick, I was at it. And I knew that music was going to be something that I did, or sound in general. When I hit my teens, somewhat counterintuitively, I got really into classical music. So by the time I went to university, I was really intrigued by how you can order sound in very structured ways, and in fact, very abstract ways. During my first degree as a composer, however, I very quickly realized that I wanted to think outside the bounds of the concert hall or the CD or the album, the ways we hem sound in, and to think more expansively, to think about how sound operates spatially, to think more conceptually and perhaps more contextually. I also made a bit of a detour into radio and broadcasting, and after about a decade of that, realized that I wanted to get back to my roots and somehow bring these things together, hence doing the MFA and getting more active as an installation and performance artist using sound. I started doing the MFA here at Sydney College of the Arts because I was starting to explore working in galleries and thinking about sound in this broader way, and I wanted to somehow corral that into a focused discipline study. The faculty here are really strong in sound and performance and installation, and in particular I was working with Joyce Hinterding here at SCA, who's one of Australia's leading artists working with sound and I guess what you might describe as invisible energies in the world and in the cosmos. I felt really transformed by the end of the degree. I came in pretty unfocused, just knowing I wanted to blunder through, but I had almost no idea what research actually meant. I thought I'd simply keep doing the things that I was doing and at the end I'd get a piece of paper. But I came out the other end a little bit broken, but really kind of a new person with a lot more depth to my thinking and a whole set of new reference points that have really helped me post the degree. Because now when I'm invited to do a show or I want to start a project, I can really draw on a much deeper, more engaged way of thinking. I can describe my practice much more clearly and I know what I'm scooping at. So it's been a really profoundly transformative experience, actually. So during my time here at SCA as an MFA student, I've been very lucky, very fortunate to win 2 prizes, both of which have been extremely valuable in my development as an artist. The first was the Dominic Mersch Gallery Award, which I was one of 2 winners for that, and it enabled me to give me my first commercial gallery show, and I've now built a relationship with Dominic Mersch, the director of that gallery, and we're continuing to work into the future, which has been fantastic. The second was the Fauvette, which is a memorial travelling scholarship, which is given over to expansive travel, typically overseas. For me, it's been major art centres around the world, such as New York, London, Berlin, and both have just been incredible pats on the back for a start, and a kind of reward for all the hard work that you've put in, but also have really unlocked some great doors on a professional level, getting to meet people and show them my work out in the real gallery world.